Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope you guys are well. This is lesson number 31 of Mukhtasar al-Qudoori. Okay, so we're going to start off with this then. Okay, before we actually start, put in the comments any sort of feedback that you want, whether it's positive feedback, negative feedback, I don't mind, so that I can use it to improve the future lessons, inshallah, because I want to make the lessons as best as possible so that you guys can benefit, inshallah. And I've got lots of feedback from many of you guys. Thank you very much. And also thank you very much to my patrons as well. Again, thank you very much, guys. Right, let's start off then. So first of all, yajuzu, jaza yajuzu. Okay, what does this mean then? You guys should be able to tell me exactly what yajuzu means. If you don't know, go back to other videos, find out what yajuzu means. Tayammum. Okay, what does tayammum mean? You guys, by now you guys should know what tayammum means. Okay, in the Muhammad, let's see another word here. Jins. Okay, the word jins is a new word now. It actually means genus, types. So like a genus is basically like a family, right? So you have like animals are of different genuses. So lion is one genus, tigers are one genus, elephants are one genus. So genus is like a family, a group. Al-ard means the earth, right? So the ard is called the earth, the ground is called ard. And it's very similar to Arabic English as well. Ard, earth. So this is one of those words which is actually similar in Arabic, Hebrew and English as well. Interesting thing. Turab means soil. Okay, so the soil in the back garden that, you know, you plant things in there that make things grow is called turab. Ramal is sand. When you go to the beach and you see all that, that's called ramal. Or you go to a desert, you call that ramal. Hajar, it means stone. Okay, so stones. Jis or jas, it means gypsum. So if you guys have seen gypsum, I'm going to show you a bit later on what gypsum looks like. So it's a kind of stone as well, and it's powdered sometimes to make like chalk out from it. Okay, so gypsum and noura. Okay, noura, right, means limestone. So noura is limestone, is like a form of chalk as well. It's all of these things. These are kind of well known to us, but maybe we haven't seen many of them. Kuhul. Anyone know what kuhul is? Okay, kuhul is actually called kuhul, and it's that kind of stuff that people put in their eyes, okay, to blacken their eyes or to clean out the inside of their eyes. And in Urdu they call it surma, kuhul. I don't know in English what they call it. I've actually just found in English they actually call it kuhul as well. And zernich is arsenic, right? Arsenic is actually a very poisonous substance, but in them days they didn't know that arsenic was poisonous, so they mentioned arsenic. Right, so last word here is khasatan. Khasatan means exclusively, specifically, khas. Alright, next, let's do the tarkib of this then. So yajuzu is the fi'l, tayammum is the fa'il, and that's why we give it dhamma. Inda is mudaf, abi, now inda is mudaf, and Abi Hanifa is going to be mudaf and mudaf ilayh, two separate mudaf ilayh. So Abi will make this mudaf ilayhi, and at the same time Abi is mudaf to Hanifa, right at the top. Okay, so Hanifa is mudaf ilayhi to that. Okay, so وَيَجُوزُ التَّيَمُّمُ dhamma inda Abi Hanifata. Right? Anyone know why it's Abi Hanifata? I'm not going to put it on there, but it's ta, fatha. Anyone know why? Put in the comments if you know why Hanifata, and this name has come several times before as well. Okay, wa and Muhammad wa Muhammadin. So now you see the word Abi Hanifa, this is actually considered to be ma'tuf alayhi. Waw is the ataf, and so Muhammad is going to be the ma'tuf. So whatever vowel you're going to give Abi, so Abi is in the state of jar, so Muhammad is also going to be in the state of jar, so that's why you give it kasra. Now if you want to learn more about Nahwu Arabic grammar, what I suggest is you go to my playlist and go to the Ajurrumiya. So Ajurrumiya, I've done a whole 25 lessons of Arabic grammar, and you can check that one out, inshallah. Rahima is fi'l, the word Allah is the fa'il, so we're going to give it dhamma, rafa bid dhamma, and huma is actually the maf'ul bihi. And remember, the maf'ul bihi, it has to be attached. If it's a dhamir, it has to be attached to the verb, so that's why it appears before the fa'il. Okay, bi jar kul is mudaf, Ma is mawsool. Kana is fi'l naqis, and the ism of kana is actually inside of it. Okay, inside of it, which is huwa, that goes back to ma. All right, min, this is jar. Jins is mudaf, and ard is mudaf ilayhi. Right, let's write that down, m and mi. Now the mudaf plus the mudaf ilayhi put together, what is that going to become? So we'll wait for now. Kaf is jar, turab is majroor, waw is ataf. Okay, now they're all going to be ataf. All of these words, ramal and hajar and jis and nora, are all going to be ataf onto turab. So turab is majroor, therefore all of these words have to be majroor as well. So this is ma'tuf alayhi. Ramal is the first ma'tuf. Yeah, ma'tuf number 1, and that's ma'tuf number 2, and that's ma'tuf number 3, ma'tuf 4, kuhul is 5, and zanikh is 6. So there's 6 ma'tufs for one ma'tuf alayhi. Right, so they're going to take the exact same vowels as the ma'tuf alayhi. Okay, all kasras, jar. Excellent. Right, so qala is fi'l, abu is mudaf, Yusuf is mudaf ilayhi. Right, now what vowel are we going to give Yusuf? What did we give Abu Hanifa? Okay, fatha, single fatha. Excellent. Okay, rahima is fi'l. The word Allah is fa'il. Give it single dhamma. Ta'ala, this is actually a fi'l and a fa'il, and it actually becomes the hal of the word Allah. So always remember that. Ta'ala, after the name Allah, Ta'ala is actually not a sifa, it's actually a hal. Right? Yajuz is fi'l. So where is the fa'il of yajuz? Yeah. So it actually will go back to tayammum. So ba is jar, turab is majrur, and all of that put together becomes the ma'tuf alayhi, or rather the turab is actually ma'tuf alayhi. Make a note of that. Ramal is ma'tuf, waw is jar, or waw is actually ataf, sorry, and then khassatan is going to become the hal. And like I said to you, the la yajuz, actually la yajuzu tayammumu. Yeah, tayammum, which is the huwa inside of yajuzu. Right, I hope you guys have understood that. That makes sense to you guys. Okay, so next part now. Now let's try to explain the lesson today. I hope you guys have understood up to here so far. Now let's try to explain what the lesson is about, what the fiqh of the lesson is about. The masala goes like this. On one side we have Imam Abu Yusuf rahimahullah, and on the other side we have Imam Abu Hanifa and Imam Muhammad. Right? They differ in this issue. What issue do they differ in? The issue that they differ in is, what kind of thing can you do tayammum with? Like, can you do tayammum with a tree? Can you do tayammum with a rock? Can you do tayammum with water? Can you do tayammum with air? You know, what can you do tayammum with? So they both differed on this. Okay, so Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah, Imam Muhammad rahimahullah, their rule is very simple. They say that you can do tayammum with, number 1, soil. So this is like soil, right? So all of these images I've brought up here. This is basically what turab actually means. Okay, so you can do it with soil. So number 1, soil. All of these are forms of soil. So anything like this, you can just touch it and do tayammum. Number 2, you can do it with sand, right? So sand, what is sand? Let me show you guys sand. So these are some images on Google that you can find of sand, desert sand, beach sand, you know, sand that construction workers use to build things. So all of these are forms of sand. Okay, so you can have a nice look at that. Number 3, you can do it with stone. So stones like this. Maybe someone's got a patio, maybe in their back garden, maybe they've gone somewhere to the mountains. Anything stone, a stone wall, you're allowed to just touch it and do tayammum on there. Okay, this is according to Imam Abu Hanifa and Imam Muhammad rahimahullah. So all of these are forms of stone tiles some people have at home. Okay, 4th is gypsum. So what is gypsum? This is gypsum, okay? So gypsum is a soft sulfate mineral composed of calcium sulfate dihydrate, is if that's how you say it, with the chemical formula blah 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 blah. Okay, now we don't need to know all that stuff. We just need to know that gypsum, in them days gypsum was known. So you could do so it's basically, you know, this kind of a substance that they have, and you know, you make these different things from it, chalk, you know, like these on the ceiling art deco that they make on the ceilings. They use this kind of substance. Anyway, so this is gypsum that they use, and this is some examples of the art deco that's used for gypsum. Yeah, you can see, quite nice, very nice. Yeah, so if you've got some of that at home on the walls, you can actually use that for tayammum, according to Imam Abu Hanifa and Imam Muhammad. Okay, number 5, you can actually use limestone. So limestone can be used. Now this is limestone, okay. Sedimentary rock composed mainly of skeletal fragments of marine organisms such as coral. Yeah, so even though it contains all of these things, it's from the earth, so we're allowed to use it. So limestone is something that can be used, and these are different forms of limestone, and in many cases actually found powdered as well. Right, so these are some images, as you can see, limestone there. That's a hard form of it, and then you get some soft forms of it as well. Okay, another one, you can use kuhul as well. So let me show you an image of kuhul. This is kuhul, powdered kuhul. This is, you can actually Google it. It's called powdered kuhul. So some people have that little pot, and you can use that. I wouldn't advise taking that pot and doing tayammum one day. Yeah, you might blacken all your face, but it's from the earth, so it's permissible. So this is, now see that's basically how they put it into the eye. They kind of have this applicator and they place it on there, and then they put it into the eye. And right, I don't know if you guys have ever done it. If you guys have ever done it, put it in the comments below. And it's actually something the Prophet ﷺ would do as well. Okay, so kuhul, this is some information you guys can read. Pause it here. You can read this information if you're interested about kuhul, history of it. But let's carry on anyway. And the final thing is arsenic. So arsenic is a very, very poisonous substance. Yeah, in the past they used to think that this stuff was, usable for anyone, and then later on they found out that it's very poisonous, kills people. Okay, so you can see even their death. I think some death, an image of death. They're making some sort of a potion or something from it. So this is all arsenic, and they allowed it in them days because it was a form of earth, but they didn't really have the research on its poisonous nature. So arsenic poison. If you're interested in reading more about this, here's some articles I found on Wikipedia. You can have a look at that, inshallah. Anyway, so all of these things are things that you actually can use for tayammum, according to who? Imam Abu Hanifa and Imam Muhammad rahimahullah, because their rule is, as long as it's from the genus of the earth, then you can use it. So what is the genus of the earth? Right? They say it's anything which actually is from the earth and hasn't gone through, like it doesn't become contorted, or it doesn't melt in fire. So anything that burns or melts in fire is not from the genus of the earth, basically. So you just imagine that. So Imam Abu Yusuf, on the other hand, rahimahullah, he actually says that you're only allowed to use soil and sand. That's all. So soil and sand are the only things that you can use. So soil in your back garden or your front garden, sand if you go to the beach or if you're in a desert somewhere, that's the only thing that you can use. Right? You can't use all these other things. So these other stone and gypsum and limestone and kuhul and arsenic, he doesn't seem to allow these things. Okay? Right. Now, let's look at the translation of this then. So, وَيَجُوزُ التَّيَمُّمْ, tayammum is permissible in the Abi Hanifa, according to Abu Hanifa, wa Muhammad, and Imam Muhammad rahimahullah, بِكُلِّ مَا كَانَ, with everything that is from jins al-ard, the genus of the earth. كالتراب, like soil, والرمل, sand, والحجر, stone, والجص, gypsum, والنورة, limestone, والكحل, which is kuhul, and zirnich, and arsenic. وقال أبو يوسف, Imam Abu Yusuf rahimahullah, he says, لا يجوز إلا بالتراب, you can't use it except with turab. You cannot do tayammum except if you're going to be do tayammum with turab or with ramal, which is sand basically. Khassatan, yeah, khassatan, specifically. And this word khassatan, it always comes in the state of hal. Okay, it was always in the state of hal and mansub, unless it has a harf jar before it. Okay, so that's basically what the lesson is about. Right, let me show you some other things that you might have in your house or your garden which you can do tayammum on, because Imam Abu Hanifa and Imam Abu Muhammad rahimahullah permit it. So in your garden, if you've got patio made from like blocks of slabs or anything like that, many people have it in their gardens anyway, or on the front pavement, right? So in the UK, I mean, I don't know where you guys are watching it from, but in the UK, this is something that's readily available. See, some people have these little tiles at home as well that they put food on now. If you've seen those kind of tiles that people have and they actually present food on there, that's also made from a form of tile. So all of these things that you can see in the images, and this is tiles, roof tiles. The roof tiles are also made from the earth as well. So, you can just touch that and you can do tayammum with it as well. Right, so all these things, all of that, all of this, as you can see, chalk. Some kids have chalk boards. You can use those as well, as long as they're made from slabs or tiles of that sort, chalk tile. And some people have marble fireplaces at home. You might have one at home. You might be looking at one right now. So that's also something that you can use as well. The only thing I would say about these marble fireplaces is if they are coated with something else, then you wouldn't be able to do tayammum one day. So if they're coated on top of them, they've got a layer of something, and that's preventing you from touching it. So your bare hands have to touch the marble, if you know what I'm saying. Some people have units in the kitchen, the desk, the worktops they have made from a kind of stone, right, like in the images above. All right, so all of that, so as you can see, you can use that. You can just tap on it again and just do your tayammum, and that's it. There you have it. Some people even have this, so the mortar and pestles in the kitchen, right, for grinding masalas and spices and all those things. So if you got one at home, or if your mom's got one at home, this is something that you can do. Just touch it and then do tayammum. That's all you have to do. Right, and might be actually a good idea. Some people, you can get these key rings, marble key rings. So just keep one of those with you, and you just need to rub it on your hand, and you can do the tayammum. Right, so have a go at these questions. Try them yourselves. Who says you can only do tayammum with soil and sand? What does al-jis or jis mean? Why is it permissible to do tayammum with arsenic? What is it called when Abu Hanifa and Muhammad are on one side? I haven't really mentioned this, but does anyone know? If they're on one side and Abu Yusuf's on the other side, what do we call this team up? What does it mean to be from the genus of the earth? Alright, so I'll leave that with you guys, and if you know the answers, put them in the comments. Watch the video again. I hope you guys have benefited from this lesson. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair for watching these, and I'm very passionate, as you guys know, about teaching this. And since I've started the Patreon, I've started to make videos again. Alhamdulillah. So thank you to all my patrons for supporting me on this. If you guys want to support me as well, and you guys want to help me in making lots and lots of more videos, plus the sadaqah jariyah, subhanallah, every time someone watches these videos, all my patrons, they get a dividend of rewards in the eyes of Allah, inshallah. Sadaqah jariyah is called. Right, so imagine, even if they are asleep or awake or whatever, doing anything else, everyone who's watching these and benefiting from them, they get a share of the rewards. And it's an amazing thing. So if you guys want to support me on this channel as well, I'll leave the description in below, and or you can just click on the Patreon logo that's just gonna pop up now, and you can support me anything. You can give any amount that you want, $1, anything you want to support this cause. Thank you very much, guys. If you have any suggestions, guys, please let me know what suggestions you have. If you think these are a bit too difficult, this series, and you want me to make a more easier series, then inshallah let me know, inshallah as well. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.